Hey folks, a lot of clouds today, but look at radar. No rain out there to speak of. If there's been anything, it's been nothing more than a mist, but already starting to see some fog forming, so it'll get a little drizzly and damp as the night goes on. Certainly by tomorrow, lots of light rain and drizzle, but the clouds have been thick all day today, and they're not going to go anywhere. We've got about 24 to 36 hours of just thick overcast and cool conditions. If you watch overnight tonight, the clouds stick around. We start to see spotty drizzle by 7 o'clock in the morning. So by the time you're headed off to work or school, if you're not being rained on, if it's not light rain or drizzle around, there'll be some nearby more than likely. And as the day goes on, by the middle of the day, we're still looking at cloudy skies, light rain in places, and it sticks around all day long, even into the evening hours. It stays cool and the light rain kind of stays with us. Then overnight tomorrow night, we still see a little bit more. Then Wednesday, maybe some leftover stuff during the first half of the day, probably fades away. And Thursday, I think, is a mainly dry day, but the model's trying to hint at maybe a leftover shower even along the coast on Thursday. So tomorrow, scattered showers, most of it light. If it rains all day, you may end up with a quarter to a half an inch. It's one of those things where it's light rain, but the longer it does it, obviously the more you end up with. 30% on Wednesday, mostly in the first half of the day, and I can't completely rule out a leftover shower on Thursday, but for the most part, it's probably a drier day. Temperatures cool, 49 in Weslaco. That's kind of the outlier. Everybody else a little bit warmer than that. 58 Port Isabel, 57 in Brownsville, 51 Harlingen, and in Raymondville. Low temperatures tonight, mainly in the upper 40s and low 50s, but close to 50 as an average. The rain chance overnight, not all that high, but during the daytime tomorrow, it jumps to about 60%, and that will hold temperatures. We're going to work to get back to 60. It's going to be hard work. We'll spend most of the day in the 50s with clouds. If you get a break from the rain, that's when temperature might go up just a notch or two and reach that 60-degree mark. But if there's drizzle at that time, you'll probably stay a little cooler because of cooling. 70 on Wednesday and then 78 on Thursday. So we bounce back pretty quickly to above average. And I'd like to tell you it's just a sunny, delightful day like Saturday was, but I don't see that. I see a lot of clouds sticking around this time and maybe even a few sprinkles even into Thursday. Look at the rest of Texas. It's 50 in Austin, 47 San Antonio. So really not a whole lot different in central Texas, a little cooler in North Texas in the low 40s up there, but the clouds are thick across just about all of the state. Now, high pressure building in, but there's a little bit of a bump in that flow over South Texas, and that's a little bit of a trough that is forming right on our coast. It will pull away, but as it does, it triggers the rain tomorrow and probably into, again, the early part of the day on Wednesday. By Thursday, it's moving away. There's still some leftover moisture around. Again, I think Thursday is a mainly dry day, but still a mainly cloudy day. Some breaks maybe for sunshine, but don't count on a lot. This front tries to get here, but probably won't make it. It'll stall just to the north of the valley. But this mess up here, that's a strong front. It's likely to push in Saturday, and behind it for Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, especially Sunday and Monday night, looks like we could see some temperatures dropping into the 30s across the valley. Your nighttime temperatures, it should bounce back during the day with a little bit of sunshine. We'll talk more about that in the next half hour. At the coast in the bay, northeast winds turning around to the east tomorrow, 5 to 15 knots, just a light chop. Your UV index is low with just a thick overcast. No advisories with a low risk of rip currents. There are 3 tides for tomorrow. Seas running about 2 to 4 feet. So for tonight, 48 cloudy with spotty drizzle, northeasterly winds. Some places are near 48 now, just probably won't go down anymore. And then tomorrow, 60, but that's it. And it's going to work really tough to get there. I mean, most of the day we spent in the 50s with showers and light rain and drizzle around much of the day. Still some leftover stuff Wednesday. Can't completely rule out a shower Thursday. Friday, probably the warmest of the bunch at 80, still mostly cloudy skies. Saturday, a morning shower, but after that front goes through, drier air will build in, so it might be a pretty afternoon. But then look at this, 35 Sunday morning, 35 Monday morning, and some places in the valley will likely get near freezing. As we get closer to that, we'll be able to give you a better idea. That is your updated First Warn 5 forecast.